All right, so in this episode, in this in this training, we're gonna talk about roofing and show you some of the photos, so you guys can have an idea of what a roof looks like and some of the components on the roof. So let's get into it. All right, so this is the inside of a roof, the attic space. This is a rafter roof, right? You could tell that it's a rafter roof because you can, if you look right here, there's space to kind of move through it. There's another style of roof which is called a truss. I am referring to like the framing of the roof when we talk about rafters and truss. With a truss, there's usually a lot of other wood going through, and it's very difficult to get through it. So let's go here. This is what I mean by a truss right here. You see there's lots of wood, and there's these silver things that hold each of the woods together, and it's almost impossible for you to get through that. So there's really not a lot of space in the attic. You can't really live up there like with a rafter. I'm not sure what I mean in a second. Right. So this is the truss. A lot of 2x4 woods together, manufactured off site and delivered to the site, and is a lot easier to put a truss on the roof, and they're usually it can be stronger than a rafter, and they usually cost more at that time. No, rafters cost more, but this is the truss. Let's go here, rafter. So this is an example of a rafter. This might be in someone's attic. So, these are manufactured on site, and you have space where you can put an office up there. You can put a bedroom up there, and just your standard attic, whatever. But you could easily walk through the space. This style of roof is a lot more expensive, um, and it's done on site. And you see, there's not a lot of those rectangular metal things to keep it up. If you see vaulted ceilings in a house, they're usually made of rafters. Yeah, like this rafter. Like that. This is a raft. These are rafters that's supporting the ceiling and the roof. Now let's go back to the photos. Another photo of the interior. Now this right here, this is the drip edge. The purpose of the drip edge is when it rains, the shingles will shed the water, and the water, without the drip edge, sometimes the water will just bend and go underneath the shingle and go and start um, getting on the felt and on the board, and causes the board to rot sometimes. So that's the purpose of having the drip edge around, to keep the water away from the sheeting, the board, and the felt. Right here, this is the fascia. Okay. Now here, this is a close-up of the fascia again. This is an exhaust vent. These are flash pipes. This is a ridge vent. All right. So now this right here, this is a chimney. on the roof. This is the felt, synthetic felt. Should be about 15 pounds. These are synthetic roof underlayment right there. This is the ice and water shield. Usually ice and water shield has to be up to code for insurance companies to put it on there. So roofers or contractors have to prove that it's up to code. That's a new code for us to add it if it's not there. And if it is there, then we need to, adjusters have to take a photo of it and put it in their report. This is a flash pipe and a boot. These are roofers putting in the sheeting on there. Now this sheeting looks like it's a double sheeting that they're doing, because this might be a tongue and groove sheeting right here. It's an older house, so this might be the original sheeting, but now they're putting the OSB sheeting on top of it. I'm not sure if the insurance company is going to pay for both sheeting, but that's what they're doing right now on this inspection. This is an overview of the roof. Just right here, you can see the felt. The roofer has already put on some of the shingles. These are the packs of shingles that they bought. They're installing, laying the sheeting over there. Now this, because the house is so old, the felt that used to be this is now rotting, turning into this. So this is probably why the contractor went ahead and replaced it. And if this looks like that, then the sheeting underneath it probably looks terrible as well. But for an adjuster to prove it, or for it to get approved, if you're an adjuster, you have to take see photos or take photos of the actual sheeting underneath it. These are close up again of the sheetings of the roof. Roofer's working. Ice and water barrier with the felt. This is the drip edge dumpster. Now right here, this is a photo I want to show you. This roof right here is straight across, right? Whenever you hear someone talking about the eave of a house, they're talking about this part that goes straight. It's just a straight line, right? The rake is part of the roof that goes up. So eave is flat, rake goes up. I remember that by rake. It starts with an R. R saying is the word for no. I think high rise. So I think rise, like a high rise, and that's kind of how I remember it. Ripped off shingles. Just a video the contractor sent over. This is the gutter. Photo of the gutter. Insurance companies, if we're going to replace the gutter, we have to get the measurement of the gutter. So this is a 6-inch gutter. And then for adjusters, they want us to take a photo of the length of the shingle. This is the width of the shingle and then the length of the shingle. They say that it helps them determine if the shingle is discontinued. This is a close-up of the ridge vent again. You can see the vents right here. This ridge vent goes over, let's go back a little bit. The ridge vent goes over this opening right here and allows the roof to breathe by having the heat inside the roof flow out through the ridge vent. Now, just a little FYI right here, this roof, these are new shingles, by the way. As you saw, and these are laminated shingles. As you saw, the roofers were changing them out from the old ones, but this roof had hail damage to it. That's what you can see by the indentations on this. So this is one of the things that you will look for if you're going on a roof looking for hail damage, looking for soft metal damage like that. With an adjuster, if you're an adjuster, you have to look all around the house first before you get on the roof and say the roof is damaged just because you saw that. So as an adjuster, the report has to say that there is recent hail damage. Then you have to go to the home. If you need to see signs of recent hail damage, like damage to your vehicle, the window, siding, AC units around the outside of the house, and then you get on the roof and you look for this. And so that's to be the third thing. So report the outside, including the vehicles, and then the soft metals on the roof. And at that point, if all those things check off and you find hail damage, that's when you look at the actual shingles for the hail damage, and then you circle them and do your test squares. If you get on this roof and you see this, but there's no collateral damage, it's going to be very hard to get that approved for the insurance company. So that's some photos of the roof, some of the roof. So I hope that gives you guys a better idea of what a roof looks like. And we'll have more stuff in the future. And I'll show you guys. Might use this one, estimate. You'll probably use this to do the estimating for the line items for the roofing estimate in the next video. All right.